So now we're just going to talk about how Excel works for a second, and then we'll come back to this problem. So let's delete all that. Okay, Excel works like any other calculator. The only weird thing about it is that if you want to do a calculation, you hit equals first. But say I want to know, hey, what's 3 times 5? I hit equals 3 times 5. Oops. Times 5. And it says, hey, it's 15. So everybody's happy doing that. The great thing about Excel, though, is that you don't actually have to type in numbers. You can, if you've got the numbers elsewhere in your sheet, you can just click on them. So like if I want, here's 3 and 5, and I want to know what 3 times 5 is, I can put it anywhere I want to. Let's say equals that one times that one. Okay, well, why is that any better? Well, the reason that's better is because even if I change those numbers, the cell over here is always going to multiply those two cells together until I change it to something else. So let's say if I know what 3 times 5 is, now I want to know what 13 times 5 is. When I do that, that 15 changes to a 65 because it knows, hey, now you want to do 13 times 5 instead. All right? Well, so that helps you if you're doing the same problem over and over again. You can kind of figure out the formula once and then just change the numbers. I didn't say that, so don't do that. But yeah, you can. But that's really not what makes Excel great either. What makes Excel great is the cutting and pasting is like brilliant. So here, let's have a big list of numbers. So I should have done horizontal instead of vertical. Okay, so I don't know. I'm just going to type some random numbers right quick. Okay. Yeah, same thing in the other column. Oh, I was hitting shift instead of enter. That one is not as easy. Okay. Okay, I have a bunch of numbers. So again, okay, let's not do times. Let's say average. No, I don't know. That don't matter. We can go with times. So, whoops, did not click where I meant to click. Equals that. Let's do divide. Divide by that. All right, so divide those first two numbers. If I copy and paste somewhere else, it'll move the cells that input it. So right now, it's multiplying, it's dividing B1 by C1. If I try to cut and paste, if I move down, it will move the cells it's dividing down to. Like if I go down here, oops, if I copy this, go down here and paste it. Now if you look at it, it says, oh, he moved like 5 cells down. He must want to move which ones he's dividing down to. So I don't have to sit there and divide each one. I can just copy paste and do it. And since copy paste is kind of what sells this, they even have a really easy way to copy paste built in. So if I look down in this corner, I don't know, maybe I can't do it on the tablet. Okay, you see a very, very, very small box in that corner. If you click that and pull it, it'll know you want to copy paste the cell straight down. If I go down, it went ahead and divided all of them in the list. So you can do a computation one time and then copy paste, do it a whole bunch of times. So, all right. And delete everything. Wow. Oops. Okay. Control A, delete everything. Okay. So let's do something simple, which we're about to go back on that other problem and do. I'm running out of battery, aren't I? Just kind of curious where I'm at. Okay, it doesn't show me. Okay. So like say if I would just wanted to make a list, go up by tens. So I can start by saying 10. Instead of actually typing 20, I want to do the rest of it automatic. So the first one's going to take a little longer because I'm going to say, okay, take the previous one. I want you to add 10. So plus 10. Now hit enter, it knows, okay, that's 20. But now if I pull it down, it says take the previous one and add 10. So there's 30. Or if I keep pulling it down, pull down as far as I want to, makes the list really easy. Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to do on this problem here. We want our class width to be 0.10. So we're going to say this is the previous one plus 0.010. Okay. And now we can just drag it down however many we need. Where do they stop? Well, I guess we're going to 3 figures. So the first one should stop at 3.229. And again, I want to go up by 0.01, right? So I can just go over here and say, hey, I want the same thing to happen in the next column. So I click the little dot, pull it over, and it knows, hey, you just wanted to add 0.1 to that column too. And same thing, I can grab my little dot, pull it down. It says, hey, you just want to, so it saves you a lot of little whatever. Okay. So there's all that. Okay, so we just want the frequencies. Like if we wanted the class midpoints, we could say equals average of those two, and it would give it to us. There's our data right there. Excel can actually do this next thing too. It's just a little trickier. So if what I'm about to do makes sense, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But so one of the wonderful functions in Excel is something called count if. All you're going to do is select all of your guys that you care about. Okay, so I've got, it's counting everything in that range. And now I need the criteria. So I want to count if this one is less than or equal to this one is less than or equal to this one. It says 0. I must have done it wrong. Yeah. Okay. Actually, let me go back. Okay. Criteria range. So I haven't done this in a while. I might goes to show you, before you do things in front of people, you should probably actually practice them. But oh well. Okay, never mind. Anyway, you can actually have Excel go through and count how many are in that range, but okay. So well, I'll figure out how to do this in a minute. I'll tell you all next time. So, all right. Let's just go back to the problem. So we did at least get to get the class boundaries for us. So this is 3.229. Frequency, I guess we're going to have to count them ourselves. So that would be 2. .230. 0.239. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bad thing is, even though they'll let you export the data to Excel, they won't let you export your Excel stuff back in. So you still have to type it back in, which makes me sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. All right, Annie, tell stories while I'm sitting here. You can call on Merced if you want to.
Yeah, the past.
And of course, Excel quit responding.
I got one for you upstairs.
Okay, tell me.
You know I'm moving?
Do you know you're moving?
Yeah.
Where are you moving?
Yeah, I'm moving from California to Missouri.
That's a substantial move.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to ship 4 truckloads of cows, a giant U-Haul.
I was about to say, it's like, it seems like for your family in particular, moving would be a little bit more of an ordeal than.
Oh, yeah. 4 truckloads.
Okay.
Smaller
All right.
than
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to
500 people.
totally guess on these last two. Yeah. Of course, I live in a town of 500 people. And that's really stretching it. It's more like 150.
I don't think they're going to like it.
Well, since Excel quit responding, I'm going to say that the pattern continues because it's a homework problem and they like patterns in homework problems. I'm going to hope that's right. No, it's not right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hit it again anyway. Just so we can get through. Okay. So, yeah, sure enough, those weren't right. All right. So, does the label says 3 1/4? 3 1/4 would be here. So yeah, pretty much the label's pretty spot on. That's where most of the numbers are, right? You've got the 12, yeah. So yes, frequencies are biggest closest to the labeled side. Okay, quit doing these stupid things. Let's do simple charts and stuff. Okay, go to about 12. What do y'all think relative frequency means? So before we were doing frequency, what strikes your mind when you hear the word relative? Way back. So relative is like compared to the whole, right? So the only difference, instead of having like the actual frequencies, we're just going to change them all to percents. So you've got 626, 57, okay. Let's open that in Excel. That should go really, really quickly. I would hope. So enable editing. So all I'm going to do, I want to add those up. Believe it or not, I need to make that bigger so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Believe it or not, the function for add up is sum. So I hit sum. I select the numbers I want to sum. I guess I have to use the mouse instead of my finger. Okay. And so if I want the percents, all I'm going to do is, well, I want to take each one, divide it by 1925. So it wants one decimal place, so 32.5. So 32.5. 3.0. 27.8. 17.3. And 19.4. So what's the most serious threat to aviation safety, and can anything be done about it? So the most serious threat was pilot error. Can anything be done about pilot error? I would hope so. I was going to wait until we were waiting for the thing to load or whatever, like we were a while ago. But okay, sure. Your dad and your boyfriend are both pilots. Are they well trained? Okay.
The dad, he's got that.
Okay, that's okay. We got time. All right, let's finish this off and we'll call this good.